A little bit lower, a little bit lower. A couple of leaders on it, and then a couple of leaders that sent it.
It's weird how everything is still involved in
Y'all ready?
Good evening. It is 6:02, Tuesday, November 16, 2021, and I call this regular board meeting of the Board of Trustees to order. Roll call to establish quorum. Myself, Rachel Trevino, President. Vice President Brian Acosta. Secretary Lucy Delgado. Trustee Rick Garza. Trustee Eddie Howe Jr. Trustee Pete Martinez III, and Trustee Oscar Hernandez. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by JFK Kennedy students. American flag by Kevin Guerra. Texas flag by Stacy Guerra. Invocation by Trustee Mrs. Delgado.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance and wisdom as we begin this meeting. Grant us a will to work together, the wisdom to listen to each other's views, and the insight to plan together in recognition of our goal in supporting one another. Let us be listeners and speakers, and may we always have in mind your will for the well-being and future of our school. Guide our hearts and our minds in spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. Help us to be wise in the decisions we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in our leadership. Dear Lord, grant us the humility to always seek your will in all that we do and say. All this we ask and pray in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is open forum, public comment. Ms. Saenz, do we have anybody signed up? Okay, then we'll move right along to governance. A, reorganization of the board and election of officers. It is customary that at this time of the year we reorganize the board, so we will be opening up the floor for any nominations, and we'll start with President.
I'd like to nominate Oscar.
Okay. Any other nominations? Okay, I would like to nominate Brian Acosta. Mr. Hernandez, do you accept?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Acosta, do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor for Mr. Oscar Hernandez, please raise your hand. Okay. All those for Mr. Brian Acosta, please raise your hand. Okay. Motion is moved for our new president, for Mr. Oscar Hernandez. Congratulations, sir.
Buenas noches, good evening, everybody, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the school board meeting. And to move along, I'd just like to thank the board, thank for the community of Mercedes, give the support for the board and our superintendent. I got a few little words to say how grateful it is. I wish my parents were here to see their product of hard work and the strive for just a little guy to go on to the University of Texas, get a degree, and come back and say, hey, you can do it. And that goes for all the students that are there. Strive and get your education. It really makes the difference, guys. Okay. Again, thank you so much to the board. Okay, I guess we move along with the vice president. So let's open up the floor for nominations for vice president.
Nominate Lucy Delgado.
Okay, we have Ms. Delgado. Would you accept the nomination, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so any more nominations?
I would like to nominate Brian Acosta as vice president.
Okay, is there any more nominations? Okay, then, Toria, this we have to make a motion to close the nominations? No? Okay, so that we're going to go ahead and close the nomination. So let's go and support a vote for Ms. Delgado, please, by raising your hand. Okay, 4 votes for Ms. Delgado. And for Mr. Costa. 3 for Mr. Costa. Ms. Delgado, welcome aboard. You are now the vice president of the board of Mercedes ISD. Welcome aboard, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, next, secretary. Let's open up the floor for nomination, guys. Is there any nominations?
Yes, I would like to nominate Mr. Pete Martinez.
Mr. Martinez, would you accept, sir, the nomination?
Yes.
All right, so we have a nomination for Mr. Martinez. Any more nominations?
I would like to nominate Rick Garza.
Okay. So we have a nomination for Mr. Garza. Would you accept, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. So we can go ahead and ask for.
I'll nominate Ms. Rachel Trevino.
Okay. Nomination for Mr. Trevino. Any more nominations, guys? Okay, that pretty much closes the nomination for secretary. Let's start off with the nomination of Mr. Martinez by support for Mr. Martinez by raising your hand. Martinez, 4, and for Mr. Trevino. 3. Okay, so welcome aboard, Mr. Martinez. You are the new member of, the secretary of Mercedes ISD School Board. Okay, that pretty much finishes up on the reorganization of the Board of Election of Officers. Let's move on to the consider and approval resolution authorizing the new bank signatures.
Do I make a
We need to make a motion on that one? Okay. So may I have a motion to approve the, consider and approval of the resolution authorizing new bank signatures.
So moved.
Okay, we have a move from Mr. Garza. Can I have a second?
A second?
I got a second from Ms. Trevino. Okay. Discussion. Okay, no discussion. Let's move along with approving the motion by saying aye.
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 Okay, anybody opposed? Okay, the motion passes. On to the next one on the agenda, Superintendent's Report. A, student recognition, number one, the Tiger Band presenter, Mr. W. McKinney. Go ahead, Ms. Mendoza.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Board President, trustees, Mercedes ISD community, staff. Thank you for being here this evening. Tonight, our first presenter is Mr. McKinney, and he will be presenting our Mighty Tiger Band.
Good evening, board members and community members. I'm pleased to announce that the Mercedes Mighty Tiger Marching Band earned a first division at the 79th Annual UIL Pigskin Jubilee on October the 16th. We then advanced to the UIL Area Festival, where we performed in Weslaco the following week. Our marching show this year was entitled Anamorphosis and included music from Cirque du Soleil. Mercedes Tiger Stadium was host to both the 5th Annual Queen City Marching Festival on October the 2nd, and we also hosted the 79th Annual UIL Pigskin Jubilee. It was an honor to host such an event with the support of the entire Mercedes district and community. Congratulations to all the band members who began this process during a rigorous summer band schedule and throughout the school year. Thank you to our parents and the Mercedes Tiger Boosters for all of your support. Thank you to our band directors who inspire the band to be better student musicians. And thank you to the community of Mercedes for all of your support of the band program. I give you some of our band members. Come on up. And our band directors.
Yes, if you want.
Let's like give fist bumps.
Congratulations and thank you. Congratulations and thank you. Congratulations and thank you. Congratulations and thank you.
Mr. Hernandez?
You need to go in the front, you know, you're kind of short.
Congratulations, guys.
Y'all are young.
Yeah, you can get back up. Wants to make sure you get every position. Yay!
Good job, kid.
Mr. McKinney, one quick announcement before the band exits. I also like to thank the band and the directors for making it to our playoff game on Friday night. arriving at 4 a.m. and then getting up the next day to go to the Veterans Parade. So thank you so much.
Okay, moving along on the varsity cross-country recognitions. Presenter by Coach R. Adame.
Okay, Mr. Board President, tonight we have Ms. Judy Gutierrez who will be presenting. Coach Adame is at one of our basketball games, so Ms. Gutierrez will be presenting on Coach Adame's behalf.
Hello, good evening. My name is Coach Gutierrez. I'll be speaking on behalf of our cross-country team. We've been practicing since May, and our district meet was held October 14th in Donna, and I'm going to announce our recognition. Our varsity regional qualifier and first team all-district was Erica Ochoa. We have Isaiah Hernandez. He was a regional qualifier as well and first team all-district. We also have Randy Lara. She was second team all-district. She's unable to be here tonight because she's on the basketball team, so she has a game. We also have Jordan Gomez. He was second team all-district.
Congratulations.
We have Christian Rivera. He's second team all-district as well. Varsity team members Andrew Cortez and Jay Gonzalez are here as well. And then our JV girls were the district champions in 32-5A. We have Stephanie Cano, Sofia Torres, Kaylin Williams Rosales, Kayla Solis, Riley Lara, Mia Ruiz, Brittany Garcia, and Isabella Molina. We also have the JV boys that were the district 32-5A district champs as well. We have Carlos Cantu, Ramsey Castañeda, Jesus Sanchez, Derek Rodriguez, Ray Lopez, Brian Rodriguez, and Ryan Trevino. And then we do have our 9th grade district champion, Ivan Sanchez. And we have on the varsity team, we have Ryan Reese and Jeremiah Reyes. And our manager for the whole year, Alexa Ochoa. And the coaches for this season were head coach Job Sines, assistant coaches Pete Martinez Jr., myself, and Coach Marisa Mata. And she's unable to be here because she also coaches basketball. Thank you. I want to thank the board. I want to thank Ms. Mendiola. I want to thank the parents and the community members that went out and supported our cross-country teams early in the mornings. Sometimes we would run at 8 a.m. And so we want to thank you all for always being there and supporting our athletic programs. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations.
Coach.
What a good coach.
Okay, next item, freshman, no, JV cross-country recognition.
Yeah, so now we're B1.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, if
so
I
we got
may,
that-
Board President.
We got all that right. Thank you.
Excuse me, Board President, if I may, I just, since we are under recognition, I just wanted to recognize all those that were involved in assisting this past weekend with the Veterans Day Parade. I think that, that the school district had a part in that, and I appreciate that effort. I know that we participated in, as a cooperative in the parade itself. And I know it's tireless work, all voluntary, so I'd like to recognize those individuals and say we appreciate the effort that you made. I'd also like to give recognition to our transportation director who put in some hours there trying to get our band to the playoff game this weekend. And I know they had their struggles, but it was nice to see that the band was welcomed by our fans, and that the effort that he did to get the band there does not go unrecognized. So thank you so much, Mr. Vallejo.
Mr. President, I would also, with Mr. Acosta, also thank the Mr. Vallejo. I know it was just like very late, and everything was just at the last minute. So I'm glad and I'm thankful, and we prayed that they would get there safely. And I'm really appreciative. And yes, definitely we will give him we'll pay him a visit pretty soon. Mr. Herrera, also the Veterans Parade. I know you were very heavily involved in organizing, and many other individuals. I'm sorry I missed it, but I was so many good things were commented about how everything was organized well together, and people were very happy and they were very appreciative. So thank you, sir, so much for your efforts.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Costa and Ms. Delgado. Very well noted, and thank you so much. Let's move on to the next items. Presentation by L4 Security Group. Ms. Videla?
Yes, Mr. President. We have Alex Chin from L4 Security Group. He's here to introduce himself. He's one of the individuals who helps run the business for L4 Security Group.
Thank you. Thank you for the school board and Mr. Canales for inviting us to give our short presentation about who we are. Again, thank you, and thank you for hiring us for doing your event security. And basically who we are is security. You know, we're a private security company, like the word says, security. And what makes us different from any other security company out here or anywhere in the United States, everyone thinks of security as Paul Blart, you know, the movie The Mall Cop. You know, everyone just stands there in a uniform, or either wannabe cops and stuff like that, or retirees being on the police force. What makes us different from any other company is our customer service and who our personnel is. Okay, we strive for integrity first, service before self, and excellence for what we do. And especially when it comes down to personnel, we try to fit everybody for the client too. We make sure they're the right fit and the right temperament. We just don't want anybody out there who doesn't fit the bill. That's what makes us the difference, is the quality of people who we hire and who we had, and the customer service to our clients. That would be the utmost thing we strive for. Okay? We also, not just private security, we also other things too. We also do background checks. We also do active shooting training for companies or clients if they require it, stuff like that. And that's basically who we are. And I'm glad to be with you guys. Hopefully our future will continue. And if you guys need anything, we're here to help. And we thank you for Mr. Canales for keeping the communications with us. It's excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Mercedes ISD. It took us a while to get here. Really appreciate that you came out here. You made some time to come out here and tell us about who you are, what you represent. I just want you to know that everyone in this room is concerned about safety, and as a board, we're very concerned about the safety of our students, of our staff. Many people do security. I'm glad that you highlighted the fact that it's not just about security. You try to fit your employees with the people that, the jobs that you have. We care very much about our students. We care very much about our staff and Mercedes. And we want to make sure that all expectations, everything's clear for you. And of course, any questions that you may have, Mr. Canales will be there. And welcome.
Thank you.
We look forward to working with you.
Definitely.
Take care.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions from the trustees? No. Thank you, Mr. Chin. Thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, Creative Being Student Camps by Cristina Vasquez. Ms. Mendoza.
Yes, Ms. Cristina Vasquez is here this evening to give the trustees and our staff an update with our student camps that will be starting pretty soon, I believe. Thank you.
Good evening. The last time y'all saw me that I spoke to y'all, we were barely going to start the initiative of the program Driven by Optimism. We were going to provide it to administrators to begin with, and then to counselors, social workers, other departments, nurses, and following with all campuses. Overall, I think the census was good. I was trying to provide an open space, an open conversation, and have that real talk about COVID-19 and the impact it had on all of us before we were able to transfer that to our students and be open to receiving them come in the beginning of the school. I got a lot of, we've never had this type of training before, a lot of side conversations that I had with, personal conversations with different staff members. I think not just because it was a program that I provided, but I think overall it was a good program. I think it was a great initiative. I commend Mercedes for providing something for the educators. We always focus on the children, but ultimately, if we're okay as adults, we're better for kids. We're better to serve kids. So I think we did that. However, I do want to stress one of my concerns is I did get that feeling of continuous support. And necessarily just from like their overall staff, from administrators, from you guys as board members, just as a district, I think the need for that continuous support, not only seeing them as educators, but seeing them as just individuals going through different things in life is extremely important to consider. One thing as a presenter that it's pretty easy for me to get is when there's trust within the administrators and the staff, and how I get that is if the staff is able to say things out loud, or are they a little intimidated when administrators are there. You can kind of get that as a presenter, or I'm able to get that, and I did see that in quite a few campuses where there is a good communication there. There are some that are more quiet, and you're going to see that district-wide, statewide. But I did want to do a shout out to one campus that to me was a very natural feeling. I can tell that the administrator is very open with his staff, and vice versa. I also saw that the staff was very comfortable with him in the room, and that's Harold Middle School. I think it's a very natural feeling that I got there. I'm not saying that everything may be perfect there, but I did get a feel that that openness and that open communication was definitely present. As far as now we're going on to students, and I'm providing campus groups for 15 students per campus. Some have 2 retreats, we're calling them retreats or workshops. Some have one, but we're doing it district-wide again. If it's co-ed or boys, I did have a program called Stand in Your Greatness. Basically, I don't want these students identified as, oh, you need it. I want it more for students that, hey, you know what, I see leadership qualities in you, but you need a little push. We need to push this student, but I see it in them. I want it to be something positive, not negative. So I definitely want students that want to be there and want that personal growth, but it's all in the how we approach the students. My girls' camp is called Creating My Own Kind of Beautiful. That is a program that I'm copywriting and I'm very proud of. So both of these programs are again to provide students that open conversation. I have already had one camp. I had it at the high school. Mr. Antonio Valdez, the at-risk counselor, helped me with it, with 10th grade boys. I realize that a lot of kids have a hard time talking about feelings. It's a new conversation to be raw and real with one another. But if you really think about it, they need it long term. If we can get them here, not only academically, but emotionally and socially ready for adulthood, I think we're doing a great job. So I'm excited. I'm excited to provide these programs to your kids. It'll be only 15 students at a time, and reason for that is because we believe much in that cohesiveness, that real connection that we can provide them the service. And ultimately, my ultimate goal is to provide long-term wholeness in students here at Mercedes. So I did ask all the schools if they have somebody on their campus that's willing to share a life journey, their own journey with these students. I did get Mr. Antonio Valdez, the at-risk counselor, to volunteer. I really thanked them for that, and it was nice for the students to hear from him. I'm an outside person, but to hear from Mr. Valdez, I think is really good for the kids to hear from somebody in their own families. And I also have students, I'm going to ask the high school students to write to middle school students and middle school students to write advice to elementary. Why? Again, for that whole connection, however we can do it, we try to do it, right, to implement it. So I wanted to share a piece of one of your high school students, the advice he's going to give to middle school students. Please, for all of you middle schoolers, don't get carried away with relationships and focus on yourself and what you want for yourself. But it's always okay to be open to close friends and family about personal feelings and thoughts. If you're going through really tough times, always stay positive, because staying positive is always the answer to helping depression. Always focus on your school, especially in high school, because trust me, it gets a lot more tough. But don't give up and letting your stress take over and control your actions. So I think it's better for them to hear from somebody, you know, one of their classmates or one of their, you know, the kids here in Mercedes. And to close, I want you to consider this. I want you to consider that at this time, I always say that pre-COVID, the problems were already there. The stress, the anxiety, the depression, the bipolar, the cutting. I recently had a client that is burning herself, and that really pained me to see that it's just getting very severe. But it's not just the counselor's job or a social worker's job. It has to be all of our job. We got to be all in when it comes to the emotional side of a child. Because I can tell you, as an outside counselor, everybody's booked. I was just sharing with Ms. Salceda that I'm getting doctors' offices call me that I don't think they know me, and I don't know them, but that's just the amount of need that's out there. They're just seeking who has an opening, because the need is so big. So I think as a whole, just consider, and I think that message of we all need to help these kids. We all need to support them and lift them up and be part of them holistically. Thank you. And thank you so much for this opportunity to service you all and your kids. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Vasquez.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Next item, Safe Schools update by the District Intervention Team. Ms. Mendiola.
Yes, Mr. President, this evening we have Ms. Christine Rocha, Ms. Cristina Sauceda, and Mr. Canales and Veronica Bustamante, who will give us an update. Yeah. Can we put the PowerPoint on?
I need to be able to read the PowerPoint. Sorry. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so the school year started. Before that, we gave you a little preview of what we were planning to do for the district, for our students. We had Ms. Vasquez come and do a little workshop with you guys, and, you know, it was very needed. Like Ms. Vasquez said earlier, it was needed for our staff. It was needed for, you know, for all our staff, and there was a lot of sharing, you know, and I was glad to see that when we had Ms. Vasquez there with our admin team, with our nurses, with our counselors, and then, you know, when she went off to the campuses. So I thank her for that. So then school starts, and, you know, it's new to the kids. It's scary, a little scary for them, because they haven't been in school for a while. So immediately, you know, we are starting to see kids right away in our offices for anxiety, severe anxiety, crying, you know, stuff that we didn't really see prior. You know, we did have, you know, criers in the beginning of the school year, but not like what we were seeing. And this was, you know, as counselors gathered and we were discussing, it was, you know, across the board from elementary, middle school, up into the high school. So We're going to introduce you some common emotional factors that we were seeing with our staff as well, along with students. We're seeing anxiety, as I said, depression, a lot of grief and loss, which we knew, we discussed that prior, knowing that a lot of our students were going to share that they lost somebody close to them due to COVID, majority of them. COVID fatigue, fear of contracting COVID, that was a big one. I had students in my office just in tears because they were afraid of being in the classroom and not feeling like they were safe enough to contract the virus, you know, and that's because we are constantly cleaning, we have everything safe for them, but it's just that fear. And it's our new normal, basically. So again, with students, severe suicidal ideations, a lot more than what we've seen in the past, definitely. ODD, cutting, self-harm, moderate to severe anxiety and depression. Again, the COVID fatigue, the grief and loss, self-esteem. A lot of the kids tend to bring themselves down, you know, even our top students, even our athletes, you know, they're hard on themselves. And we're seeing a lot of that as well in our counseling centers. Gender issues. And again, the anxiety is the biggest thing that we're seeing. We have a lot of kids that are going to doctors and, you know, the parents are coming back to us, you know, what can I do to have my child homebound and so forth, because it's really hard for them to come to school. Okay, so those are some of the common emotional factors that we are seeing right now. Okay, I'm going to go hand it off to Ms. Salceda.
Okay, so with that, the other thing that we're also seeing that I've been seeing a lot has been the resiliency, the resiliency skills of being able to face any sort of, it could be a minor setback maybe in school. We could say parents are getting after their children and the student comes undone. I mean, completely undone. So another thing that we need to add there is resiliency skills. If we look at what we're doing to address these emotional factors for the staff, we provided a mental health first aid where we had Dr. Rasso come in and she gave a great overview of how to address common mental health issues to our new staff. A social emotional learning training that Ms. Vasquez provided, foundation, process, and benefits of suicide prevention. As Ms. Rocha said, we've been seeing a lot more of the suicide outcries, so it's really important that we solidify a process to help the students and staff, and for them to know what the process is that we're taking when these outcries happen. They're happening a lot more often than, I would even say, than when we put this PowerPoint together. De-escalation techniques. Ms. Handy brought in somebody that also showed great de-escalation techniques to our staff to help our students at the onset. So if they feel like they can de-escalate the situation for the meantime, so that way, okay, we can figure out what needs to happen beyond that. That also was provided. Individual counseling. Everybody's providing individual counseling. Anxiety techniques, coping techniques, we're pending serenity rooms, you know, when we can find a space where staff can go in there to decompress. Staff wellness provided by our nurse, our B12 and vaccinations. I want to touch on the staff, on their anxiety and things like that. One of the things that Ms. Rocha mentioned was the fear of COVID. And so it kind of carries on into the family. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of staff members that reach out to me because at the onset, this was their fear. They have family at home that they have to take care of. So this was their fear at the onset.
it has gotten better, but the stress is still there. I'm constantly letting principals know, staff know, they can reach out to me, and if they need anything, I can be there. For our student supportive measures, anxiety techniques, coping techniques, that is starting from our school counselors to our social workers to myself. We're all addressing those within our individual counseling. Validating experiences. By that, when a student comes to us, we do not devalue what they're bringing to us. There's no like, oh, that's nothing, get over it. Oh, that's okay, don't worry about it. It's legitimate in their world, and it's very important that we treat it as that, okay? And we validate what they're experiencing, because for them, it is something that needs addressing. The grief process, that's been huge. We've had a lot of loss, whether it's been COVID, illness, parents, students have lost parents, family members have lost other family members. So the grief process is wide span across the district, everywhere. So we are trying to do our best to address all those needs as well. Creating safe spaces, cognitive behavioral techniques with our little ones. I've started seeing some of our elementary students, and so it's changing that thought, addressing the thought that they're thinking, and then we figure out, why is that not accurate? What is something else we can think? What narrative have they come up with that needs fixing? Because sometimes we stay within our own thoughts, we come up with our own narrative, and we run with it, right? And we have nobody to tell us differently. So it's important that we open up that and have that safe space for them and tell them, what is the thought? Don't worry about it. Tell me what it is. We're gonna talk about it. So I do that with the little ones. Mindfulness techniques, the student retreat groups that Ms. Vasquez was talking about, and outside counseling referrals. As they were saying, our outside counseling is booked. But they are also doing their best to send counselors in. They have case managers from Tropical as well. We are in constant communication as to the services that we're providing. It's a lot, but that's one of the main things, that we keep that open communication, not just with the outside counselors, but with administration as well. Everybody's very well aware of who is getting services and for what. I think on the next one, I just wanted to touch on our Mercedes Angels. I want to thank everyone for allowing this to happen. Ms. Mendiola, when I first came to you, it was something that I was really passionate about. Grief is very close to my heart, as it is to everybody. And we've just seen an abundance of it, an overwhelming amount of loss. And if us as adults have trouble processing it, I mean, think of a child. It's beyond their comprehension. So the Mercedes Angels was an effort for the community to come together, so that way there was a realization of how many people are grieving and have lost somebody. I think there's a power in number, and so when other people can say, oh look, it's not just me, they share in the same sentiment, it forms a bond. So we're hoping that it was a learning experience, putting it together, but it turned out very nice. And we're hoping that this is something that can continue throughout the years. And it's not just for people who have passed with COVID, it's anybody who has passed that you would like to commemorate and honor at that moment. I wanted to add that I want to thank Ms. Emmerich and Mr. Islas. They reached out to me and with the idea of also servicing our students that are doing virtual and on the virtual online learning, to provide them with preventative counseling. So starting tomorrow, going to be working with the little ones on the virtual online, for an hour to do preventative and whatever, of course, comes up, but still to offer those services to everyone, to make sure everybody has access to some sort of supportive services. Okay.
I want to thank both of you I want to commend both of you for the candlelight vigil. There was so many positive comments. So thank you for putting that together. And both of you have been pillars of support for our staff, for our students, along with our counselors that are in our campuses. So thank you both. I know you sacrifice a lot of your own time and sometimes your own mental wellness. So please take time for yourselves, and thank you so much for all you do for our students and our staff.
Thank you. And I wanted to say thank you for your support, Ms. Mendiola, and our board members as well, because, you know, we need to grow. We need to continue growing and changing, and it's important to continue putting things like this in the community, and especially with everything that everyone is going through, it's important for everyone to come together. So I appreciate the support, and you know, we are going to grow as a district. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Ms. Bustamante, is she here this evening? Or Mr. Canales, who will be presenting? Next slide.
You know, well, first of all, Mr. Board President, Mr. Superintendent, board members, concerned citizens, my name is Mr. Canales, and before I start presenting here, I do want to say something on what Mrs. Rocha said. Safe Schools is a growing and changing department. I think in the last convocation, I made a statement that we were dressed up as a Lion King, and I simply said, everything the light touches, we will help. And you know what? That statement has really got me. Because every aspect of social emotional learning, safety, security, we are everywhere. We are always busy, and we do it because we love the children of Mercedes. And we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep servicing them. Why? Because kids matter. We care about their safety and their overall well-being. All right. Now for the new cafeteria procedures for COVID-19, just look at the additional eating areas. A lot of campuses are using, in addition to the cafeteria, their gymnasium area. For example, the elementary campuses, all of them are utilizing that. So that helps separate kids, minimize the spread of COVID. Outside eating areas, if you've been to the high school, I know the high school has the main cafeteria, then a little section in the lower section, the cafeteria that can serve 50 people, and directly outside of the cafeteria, we can set up to 50 people. Right, Mr. Hinojosa? Yes. 50 people, so that helps us spread people and minimize the spread of COVID. Also, in the middle schools are using the cafeteria, and at Chacon, there's an outside patio area that I've seen, I've been there, and they also house kids in there. Service maybe almost 50 kids, Mr. Chuck, 50 kids. And sometimes I know they utilize the library and the deal, okay, as needed. At Herald, Herald uses the cafeteria, and they also have that wonderful big area right next to it that can serve up to 100 kids, right, sir? So they're well protected to minimize the spread of COVID. Okay, let's go to the next one. First of all, do you have any questions there? Okay, next. All right, the next procedure, we're using outside food protocol. For the elementaries, we don't allow it, okay? And for the high school and Mecca, parents can bring food to the child at the school, but it can only be picked up by that child and eaten by that child. It cannot be shared, okay? And the same thing with the Herald and Chacon. I know that at Herald you can bring food and you can eat it by yourself in the cafeteria. That's right, Mr. Danda? And I know Chacon has their own policies and protocols, basically identical. And if kids don't like the cafeteria food, and parents are not bringing, they can even bring their own lunch. I've seen that myself. All of these are safety precautions to help minimize the spread of COVID. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Ganano. Thank you.
Good evening, Superintendent, Board President, Board members, and community. I'd like to first of all piggyback on what Ms. Mendiola had mentioned about our counselors. We have never had a comprehensive counseling program in Mercedes ISD. And these two individuals that came up here to present, they have been working really hard, including one that's not present here, Ms. Handy. But they've been working really hard to provide the resources needed for our students and staff. So I'd like to give them a round of applause once again, because they're amazing. So I'll be presenting our return to in-person plan updates. The Hidalgo County Health Authority has extended the school mask order for an additional 9 weeks and will expire on December 16th, 2021. Notification of COVID-19 cases. The campus principal has the option to notify parents quickly via an out-call message if a COVID-19 case is identified within the campus. Parental volunteers or access to the campus. Parent meetings may now be held in person following health and safety requirements. With our transportations, our buses now are equipped with air purifiers to sanitize the air in the bus, which no longer requires for the windows to be down while the students are being transported. School-wide events. Indoor school-wide events are only permitted for our secondary campuses. Outdoor school-wide events are permitted for both secondary and elementary at this time. We would like to inform you that Mercedes ISD has partnered up with Curative to provide free COVID-19 PCR testing to the community. It is located behind central office in the north parking lot, and testing is available from Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 p.m. and now on Saturdays from 8 to 12 p.m. It will be on site until December 31st, 2021. Registration is very simple. You can do it online or you can do it on site. The Health Services Department hosted a successful COVID-19 vaccine clinic for students 5 years and older on November 4, 2021, and I am proud to announce that we were able to vaccinate over 200 students. We were the first district to host a COVID-19 vaccine clinic for students of this age group, and our next clinic will be held on December 1st from 5 to 7:30 at our high school gymnasium.
Ms. Bustamante, a round of applause to you for putting together this clinic and us being the first district. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. The next slide, please. Here is our COVID-19 dashboard that is located on our district website. It's posted on our main page and also under departments under Safe Schools. This COVID-19 dashboard is being updated weekly. The next page, please. This is what our COVID-19 dashboard looks like. It is broken down by campuses, and it informs you how many cases are at each campus. If you can see here, our biggest concern still remains our students compared to our staff. And this data has been collected from the start of the school year, which is August 23rd, 2021. And here is a chart that outlines the COVID-19 cases by week. We can see here a decline in the COVID-19 cases. However, we are seeing some small spikes on our elementary campuses. However, we hope that all parents take opportunity to vaccinate their children so we can be able to see more of a decline. And unfortunately, the majority of our cases have been elementary students and the unvaccinated population. And due to the decline, it confirms that our COVID-19 measures have been effective. And we'd like to thank our parents, staff, and community for doing their part in preventing the spread of COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bustamante.
to attendance and enrollment report by Ms. Mendiola, Superintendent.
Yes, Mr. President, I will be giving a second 6 weeks update on our attendance and enrollment. Okay, for our second 6 weeks attendance, we are not at the goal, unfortunately, that we would like to be at, which our goal is 95.5%, but the district did achieve a goal of 91.44%. So as we continue to deal with some of these cases, we understand that students, have been absent, and it is affecting our attendance, but I know that our campus administrators, our social workers, our truancy officers are staying on top of this, so we'll continue to work on improving our attendance district-wide. Our next slide. This is our second 6 weeks enrollment projections and our actual enrollment and our projections. But I'd like to point out, if we look at the campuses, I'd like to point out and congratulate Travis Elementary, because their current enrollment is 468 and they were projected to have 468. So a round of applause to our campus principal and his administrators for getting all our students back in school. And then our early childhood campus, our Mel campus, their current enrollment, it was 153, and the projected enrollment was 122. So good job to Ms. Tila Hernandez and her staff as well. And at our Ma campus, if we look at our Ma campus, the current enrollment is 65. Our projected enrollment had been 31. So I know Mr. Garza is recruiting some of the students who left to Triumph. We're getting those kids back over here in Mercedes. And then, of course, assisting with students who have not met their credits at the high school. And so they're moving over to Ma, and we're getting them accelerated and caught up with their credits. So a round of applause to Mr. Garza as well. So if we look at the dark green row all the way to the end where it says total, our total current enrollment for 21-22, and this is as of snapshot, is 4,428. Our projected enrollment was 4,605. So there's a difference of 177 students that did not return to Mercedes ISD. Or they may be virtual instruction, or they may be homeschooled, and so we haven't received data on those students. As far as our ADA, if we go down further down to the bottom, our current ADA is 3,787. The budgeted ADA is 3,875 for a difference of 87.5. Any questions from our trustees?
Well, if we compare it from the previous years, the way I understood this is not too bad.
Not too bad, yes, sir. We're doing great. I think we're doing great as far as projections. We're not too far from what we projected. And so, again, our campus principals, administrators, truancy officers continue to contact parents of those students who have yet to return.
Yeah, I got to applaud you and your staff, Ms. Mendiola, because, guys, in the past couple of years, there were kind of stark differences. I mean, we're losing, if not millions of the ADA, so I applaud you and your staff. Thank you so much, Ms.
Thank you,
Mendiola.
sir. Team effort. Thank you very much.
Ms. Mendiola, I'd like to also commend the, like you mentioned, your truancy officers, the staff that helps them as well. I am definitely looking forward to speaking to Ms. Garcia. Mm-hmm. I'd like to hear more about the challenges and what they encounter when they go out.
Thank you. Yes, our truancy officers and our parent liaisons from each of the campuses, yes. They helped. Yes. The first, basically the first 6 weeks of school, our parent liaisons were out there with our truancy officers, with our social workers, knocking on doors and trying to get as many students back as possible. It's not easy, and what they encounter, going
Mm-hmm.
out to different areas, and I commend them. That's very. Have a lot of courage. Yes, ma'am. It can be hard. It can be hard. So I'm looking forward to hearing from her, and actually, I think our board would like to, have the opportunity to hear more about
what they're
What
going
we're doing,
through,
their
what
efforts.
we're doing,
True.
what
Thank
we're
you.
doing, and support them. We need to support them as well, and so I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you to the trustees for their continued support as well.
Alrighty, moving along to the action agenda. A business office. Report and possible discussion on the annual tax collection report September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021 by Mr. Pablo Paul Villarreal Jr., tax assessor and collector.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's always an honor to be here before you.
Thank you.
To make this presentation. I was thinking about this report that I'm going to give you. It's a short report, but it took us a full year to collect property tax. So, but we're excited. I think, even though we had some challenges this year, we were able to do good. And so if you have tab number 1, if you look at tab number 1, I'm going to go ahead and read the totals. Under tab number 1, the tax collections for current, delinquent, and rollback taxes, we collected $8,676,811.14. The next is disbursements of collections, commissions, and costs for a total disbursed to the Mercedes Independent School District of $8,676,811.14. If you look at tab number 2, under tab number 2, this is on the area in the middle there where it says current collections to date. Last year, just base amount, not including penalties and interest, the base amount for last year was $6,965,574.05. This year's collections was $7,956,596.66. We collected $991,000, almost $1 million above last year's collections. And so our percentage for this year is 91.61%. If you look at the next tab, it's just going to give you a comparison. If you don't see it there, I'll just tell you. For the year 2016, we had a 94.46%, 2017, 94.84%, 2018, 94.41%, 2019, 94.93%, and 2020, 94.61%. So pretty much that concludes the report. The other ones is the delinquent tax attorneys and the information related to this report. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them, if you have any. And if not, just to let you know that tax statements are out. I know that's important, right? I know that I was thinking of sometimes I have to identify myself as the most likable person in the county since I'm the tax collector. And the reason I say that, it's because after a long day and I'm here and I get to see all the achievements, all the accomplishments of the students. I always look at them when they were walking. I said, that's the future of tomorrow. Maybe one of these days they might be sitting here or they might be serving in another capacity. But collecting this $8 million with my staff, I think it's something that I get excited about, because imagine if I don't collect the $8 million some dollars because of COVID and I only collect $4 million. Can you imagine what could happen with that? We don't want to think about that. I think we're out there doing as much as we can, and always making sure that if our taxpayers, our community needs help, I'm there to help them out with payments, making sure that they have their homesteads or exemptions. So hopefully, I know that we got to pay taxes before January 31st, 2022. So if there's any questions, for them to call us, because if you don't receive your tax statement, it doesn't mean like, wow, I'm sorry. I didn't get my water bill, light bill, so I'm not going to pay it. So please call us, but thank you so much. I appreciate being here.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, guys, that's action agenda on the business office, A1. So, yeah, a motion to accept the report of possible discussion, or no?
I need to make.
Okay. It's just discussion? Okay. Next one, governance, yes, right, Tony?
Yes.
Governance. Moving along to B, governance. 1, discussion and possible action to approve the resolution and cast vote of candidates for the Hidalgo County Appraisal District Board of Directors. All right, guys, so this one's, Tony, this one right here, right? All right, guys, so on our hands, we have the nominees, number of votes, so.
Are we filling
Any nominations on it, Mr. Garza?
So we can either nominate or just divide the votes for each
Can we
one?
divide them all,
So you
correct?
make a motion to award them all to one, or distribute them in any fashion you deem.
We need to have a motion to have the discussion though, right?
No.
Or no, we could just discuss it right now.
Oh, to discuss, yes.
All right, guys, so we need a motion, all of them for one person, or I guess divide amongst all of them there. So I need a motion, guys,
So moved.
basically.
To
To do?
Divide
discuss.
vote.
No, we gotta, all of them, or divide them, Mr. Guston?
It's 45 votes, right?
Yes, sir. Your call.
Motion to divide.
Give it all to one.
You wanna divide them out?
Divide.
There's 9 of them, it'll be 5 each. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them.
You wanna revise your motion then?
Hold on, let me think.
Okay.
Calculate.
I will withdraw my motion.
Okay.
2, 3.
You know, Tony, how many are actually open for the, because I was looking at it, it says, well, there's Mr. Bentacruz, there's 8 of them, right? So even if we divide them, we're gonna have a remainder, guys. So,
Or we can just give all our votes to one, correct?
hey, all we need is
Just
a
choose
motion
one?
and a second. I'm okay with that. I don't know how the rest of the board, but we gotta have a motion, guys, so we can discuss it.
Okay, Mr. President, I'd make a motion that we assign 5 votes to each one of the candidates.
Okay?
And then the remaining 5, I guess, so it would be 10 for Richard Garza and 5 for the remaining candidates.
Okay, so I have a motion for Mr. Acosta. Can I have a second?
Second?
Okay, so we have a second for Mr. Vino. Now, let's have a discussion on it, guys. Any discussions? Nope. Mr. Acosta, thank you so much, sir, for doing all the math. It's a long day, sir, so I don't want to do the mathematics right now. So, okay, so we had a motion from Mr. Acosta and a second by Mr. Vino. All supporting the motion by saying aye.
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 Unanimous. Anybody opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. All right, guys, so I guess we'll start with ladies on the right here. Ms. Delgado, would you like to pull anything from the consent agenda?
No, sir. I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Ms. Trevino?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ms. Trevino. Mr. Garza?
No, sir.
Mr. Howe? Mr. Martinez?
No.
Okay. Mr. Costa?
No, sir.
Okay, and I have none, so I guess, may I have a motion to accept the consent agenda as it is?
So moved?
Okay, so I have a motion from Ms. Trevino. May I have a second, please, guys?
I second it.
Second from Mr. Garza. Okay, so I have a motion from Ms. Trevino and a second by Mr. Garza. Any discussion, guys? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys to need a motion to accept the consent agenda as it is, guys. I'm sorry. Let me ask
We just need to vote.
the vote for approval of the consent agenda as it is. And I have an A, please. Can I have a vote on the consent agenda?
Well, there's already a motion
There's a
and first and a
second.
second. We just need to vote. Yeah.
Okay, so can we have a vote to support and approve the consent agenda by saying aye?
Aye.
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 Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, well, the motion passes. On to the next one. Ready. Executive session, guys. A, personnel pursuant to section 551-074 of the Texas Government Code and attorney consultation pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. 1, resignation, terminations, appointments, evaluations, reassignments, duties, and discipline of professional, paraprofessional, non-contract employees, teacher substitutes and substitutes for maintenance, transportation, cafeteria, and department. 2, discussion and consideration to employ Rubino Jose Elementary Principal. B, student discipline. C, discussion and private consultation with attorney regarding pending or contemplating litigation, settlement matters, and or matters where the professional duty under state board requires private consultation with school attorney. It is 7:13 and we are in executive session.